Team Chris Sutton, Neil McCann and Ian Cropper.
Thank you, Ailey, and let's have a look at the 22 players carrying the hopes of so many on Derby Day in Glasgow. Brendan Rodgers has only lost one of 18 Old Firm games. At the age of 37, this is something new for Kasper Schmeichel. It's as you were at the back, Greg Taylor was in Rangers Academy. Paulo Bernardo scored a stunner in the New Year derby here. Kyogo has 7 goals in his last 9 starts against Rangers. New arrivals Aaron Trusty, Alex Bayer, Luke McCowan and Arne Engels are on the bench, from where James Forrest could make his 500th appearance for Celtic. It's Philippe Clement's 5th attempt to win this derby. Jack Butland is pretty used to this fixture now, but there are Old Firm initiations for Robin Prupper and Jefty, and for Connor Barron, and it might be his kind of game. It's a new experience too for Václav Černý, who once scored a winner here for Ajax. Cyril Dessers has 5 goals in 6 games this season. New arrivals, Naraisho Casanviro and Hamza Igamane are on the bench, but Nedim Bayrami can't be involved today. 100 days since they met in the Scottish Cup final, Celtic and Rangers are reunited and a relentless rivalry is reignited. A fixture that takes passion and obsession to a different level. It is the ultimate derby. It is the Glasgow derby. It is the Old Firm. Derby of the season won't decide anything, but it's still handy to lay down a marker, to make a statement of intent, that and all the rest. Rangers have mostly been second best on Derby Day lately. If there's ever a time to stand in the face of adversity, that time is now for Philippe Clement's team. But this man has an outstanding record in these derbies. Just the one defeat in 18 Old Firm clashes. Here we go with a familiar tune. In a city full of fanatical followers of football, this is the one, this is the game, this is the derby. Rangers are ready and willing, but are they able, or will it be more of the same from Celtic, Chris?
Well, an opportunity for Rangers early on. Will it be more of the same from Celtic? Celtic will want to control the game. Notorious this season for their fast starts, but Rangers have an opportunity and they may see set pieces, Neil, as a way of hurting Celtic.
Yeah, particularly early in the game, Chris, but initially just looking at the start and how they would deal with Callum McGregor, a lot of talk before the game. Usually Sterling looked like he's going to try and do a number today, but it's a good opportunity early in the game for them.
A big chance in the very first minute of the derby. Václav Černý sending it in. Prepper around the back, unable to keep it alive.
Well, Chris, you were just saying it's a good opportunity. This is a really good ball, you know, proper round the back. He's free. He just needs to get the trajectory right and just bullet that back across the face of the goal. He had numbers, but an early opening.
It's fairly frantic already, as expected. Celtic have opened the scoring in 9 of the last 11 derbies, and he knows that needs to change. Rangers rarely set the tone. They would certainly love to here. Tavernier. Černý.
Celtic have got to be watchful of Černý. He's a wonderful left foot, but not on that occasion.
No, but what's clear here, Chris, is that how aggressive Rangers have been in the early part. They're very, very high. I think they're almost asking Celtic, go long, we can maybe deal with that aerial one, but we're not going to let you play through us. But we've seen so many times Celtic are patient, they're good in the ball. But that's exactly that pass from Carter Vickers that Rangers are trying to do. They're trying to get him to rush things, apply the pressure, get into good territory.
Rangers encouraged by their start, but it's very, very early. Here's Václav Černý, who has settled in quickly. Proper old style winger. And the first challenge of the game. Connor Barron getting involved straight away.
Well, I think he's very fortunate not to see yellow. You go to ground like that, you normally see a card, but John Beaton letting him off for that one.
Well, you said, Ian, it might be his type of game. I think he's been really good for Rangers, but you can't get through the back of people. It does get the ball, but he cleans Kyogo out.
Perhaps no great surprise that he came up with the first proper Derby Day tackle. Callum McGregor. Dujon Sterling bars him off it, but here's Bernardo. Hatate. Bernardo. Now Celtic are on the front foot. Early goals have been quite a thing in these derbies in recent times, but Hatate has dragged that wide.
Never really set. Was a good little passage of play for Brendan Rodgers' team. Off balance Hatate and a long way out. That was a bit optimistic.
Two teams with their own dreams, but dreams can quickly turn to nightmares in a game like this, on a day like this. Celtic won 4 of the 5 meetings last season, and it could easily have been a green and white wash based on their first half performance in that 3-3 draw at Ibrox. Butland sends it away to Tavernier. Dujon Sterling, who started every Old Firm last season and is in again from the off in a midfield role. Hounded by McGregor. Taylor gets involved.
Well, it's probably not the position you're wanting Sterling to be in. You'd rather it was Černý. But really patient from Rangers at the back. You know that Celtic are going to press, but they're patient, they're brave. They're trying to get a trigger from Ada to jump, and then that gets the overlap on the outsides with Tavernier. It's exactly what happened. Interesting start to the match here.
Dessers has had a good start to the season. Neither here nor there from Diamande. Here is Carter Vickers. Diamande moving in on Schmeichel. Slip from Bernardo. Conor Barron now for Matondo. Who sparkled against Ross County last week. Tavernier for Dessers. What a chance! And what a really... Oh, the flag is up anyway, but it was a tame shot.
Yeah, but he didn't know that. It's a brilliant pass from James Tavernier as well. It's a slip from Bernardo. Rangers applying that press again. Nice little pass inside. When it comes to Matondo, when he gives it to Tavernier, just watch Dessers here at the top of the picture. There's not a lot in that, you know. I think he is offside. Great composure, but again, just looking to find a far corner, and fortunately to find Schmeichel, but a good start from Rangers. I have to say, Chris, I'm surprised by how aggressive they've been in the game.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of talk about the Celtic start. It's Rangers who have started brightly, and Tavernier picking up that position, central midfield.
Journey for Tavernier. Barron. Jefte. Matondo, who scored that screamer of an equaliser in the 3-3 game. It's admirably defended by Johnston. Suter. Cherney. Rangers have come to ask early questions. Diamande holding on to that. Cherney, route blocked by McGregor. Here's Matondo. That was awful from Matondo. McGregor. If anyone can get to this, yep, he can. Dijsselmaijder confronted by Suter. Hatate. McGregor now. It's Taylor's cross, and it's booted away by Jefte.
One hell of a ball from Taylor. Just pulls it back along the 6-yard line. Maida wasn't far away.
So often, Chris, you just usually see Kyogo just pulling into that little space. It was a wonderful ball. There's a glimpse of how quick Celtic can go from back to front. I mean, he's so fast. He almost looked as if he wasn't bothered about getting that ball going out to the touchline there. I think he believes so much in his pace. The only surprise was that he didn't take John Suter on. He came back.
Carter Vickers, who missed a day's training this week, which had everyone worried for a moment.
Kyogo was unhappy there, space in behind.
Yep.
He'd made the run. Wanted the ball clipped in from Cameron Carter-Vickers. Here's that cross from Taylor. Wonderful ball. Had Maida just anticipated earlier, Celtic would probably be one up.
Celtic have made such a good start to their season. They've won all 3 of their Premiership games comfortably without conceding. Rangers held by Hearts, edged past Motherwell, and then hit Ross County for 6.
Rangers front players are all bunched. They're pretty tight together, Ian. Generally, you see the wide players staying wide, but they're really in tight, getting next to Dessers, giving that back 4 of Celtic lots of problems, which is then opening up the full-backs for Tavernier, Jefte.
Here is Tavernier. Sterling. Tavernier again. Time to set himself. Oh, what a chance for Matondo.
Got to score.
Plants his header wide.
He's got to score. He doesn't believe in himself, but I'm just saying how narrow they are. He needs to do this better. He might have been offside, you know, with his left knee, but what a ball, the quality from Tavernier. But much better from the wide players of Rangers. So often in these fixtures, they've been bit parts. They've been on the periphery of the game. They need to get in and support the number 9, Matondo. His eyes must have lit up there.
Tate releasing McGregor. McGregor releasing Kuhn. Kyogo's waiting! Kyogo is scoring! Some things never change. Kyogo scores on Derby Day.
Celtic. In behind the High Rangers back line. Wonderful weight of pass from Nicholas Kuhn. Gets his head up. It's measured. Kyogo can't miss. He doesn't miss.
Chris, you have to love the composure of Kuhn as well, because I felt he could have played it earlier, but he waited for the perfect opportunity. Kyogo is just slightly behind him, so he is onside. And that little man, I mean, how many times has he been a thorn in Rangers' side? Talking about the start Rangers made. All the midfielders, this is about the game management. All the midfielders of Rangers are ahead of the game, nobody protecting, and they were opened up.
Oh, I think the decision is going to be offside here, and it might not be counting for Kyogo. Andrew Dallas is telling John Beaton as much. It's offside.
I mean, that's a tight one. Factual offside, though.
Yeah, again, I'll say it. Look at the midfielders behind Callum McGregor. Absolutely gone out of the game. One of those central midfielders of Rangers needs to sit, give a bit of extra security to stop that penetrating pass. But Rangers are out of jail there. And that was a hair's breadth.
Well, it was a classic Celtic counter-attack too, but no goal. It stays at 0-0.
Well, we've not been allowed a little bit of an easy ride into this game. It's been blood and thunder from the first whistle. The noise, the atmosphere, the tempo of this match has been ferocious.
Well, Kyogo looking for that one too, having been denied a goal.
He's always making those movements, space in behind, so clever with the timing of his run. Scales just overhit that one.
Kyogo thought that was his opening goal of the season. He'll be back for more, of course. Rangers rather relieved, to say the least, after a decent start from them.
It's interesting that Celtic's decision here just to be patient themselves and not. I know Hatate's up there with Kyogo, they're looking for a trigger, clearly something they can jump on, but Rangers are not in any hurry. They're almost trying to encourage someone to break ranks, just to break position and try and pick in that space. Generally it's going to come from the full-back areas.
Diomande for Tavernier. Suter going direct, held up by Carter Vickers. Scales away to Taylor, who stumbled a little, but it mattered not. Two captains coming together.
Tavernier a little bit late on. And McGregor.
Goals have pretty much been given across recent games between these two. Celtic thought they had one, it wasn't to be. Or will it to be? Oh, it's come across to Dyson!
It's a brilliant run from Alistair Johnston. An underlap, it's becoming a feature of his game. That's not going to be offside, and the ball pulled back. Tavernier switches off. Maida anticipates that run there, though, from Johnston. He keeps it in. Slip from Proper, and I wonder whether Butland feels he can get a stronger hand to that and keep it up. It's a good connection from Dazen Maida. And Celtic in front, as usual, as of late.
What a run from Alistair Johnston, Chris. And I mean, I've spoke about my worry down this left side. Yefty gets dragged out into a wider position. Proper decides to stay inside. And Alistair Johnston just runs off of Rabbi Matondo. And when he gets there, it is a lovely pullback. But the slip from Proper is absolutely crucial for that goal happening. If he doesn't slip, he's allowed to adjust his feet, step onto it, mop up defensively. But he goes down, and you said there, you're absolutely right. James Tavernier needs to be fully switched on. He needs to be aware. Maeda's going to come in from the wide position. He's going to be around. He's a big threat, and he doesn't do it, and Rangers are punished.
Celtic have now opened the scoring in 10 of the last 12 derbies. Alistair Johnston playing a big part in that goal, which has rocked Rangers after they began with such purpose. But here is Václav Černý, and Maida inside his own house, sorting stuff out now.
Honestly, he's just unstoppable, a little ball of energy. He must be a dream to have in your side, because not only does he offer that fantastic threat with his pace on the wide areas, and of course, as we've just seen, a goal threat, he's prepared to do the dirty yards and work back.
First yellow card of the contest is coming out for Yefty.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there's been 4 fouls.
Yeah, well, certainly not by him, Chris.
It's a daft challenge, and he's put himself under massive pressure there. Nicholas Kuhn getting his body, and I've got to say, I don't think that he's deserving of a yellow card for that, though.
Yeah, he gets rolled. I think he's wrong side. I think he needs to try and force him inside, just make sure that he doesn't get turned. He's just been caught up there. But I agree with you, it's a soft yellow, and as John Beaton pointing out, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't think they certainly came from him.
And if you're Brendan Rodgers and Celtic, you're saying get the ball out. You're right.
Delighted now, aren't you?
Yeah, here is Yefty, who has to tread carefully, and it's not the game in which you want to have to do that. Diamande. Matondo, there's an off-the-ball collision there, Johnston and Diamande.
Not sure what happened, it's just under our gantry position here. You can just see them coming together. Alistair Johnston, I mean, there's nothing in that other. I think Diamande has actually thrown himself into Alistair Johnston there.
Yellow card for both.
Again, I don't think that's necessary. There's honestly absolutely nothing in that. What a gamesmanship.
Three yellow cards virtually coming along at once there. Alistair Johnston and Mohamed Diamande both booked. Alex Ray's been spoken to now, and a yellow card for him, which has gone down well in these parts.
He's no stranger to a yellow in this fixture, surely.
Not like him to lose his head.
Up towards Dessers, it's won by Cameron Carter-Vickers, as it so often is. Tate up towards Kuhn. Suter has to react, and he beat Kyogo to it. Here's Kuhn looking for Maida again. And Tavernier's challenge away for a corner.
He just gets there. I think James Tavernier, I think he just gets there, and he's lucky. Because Maida has gambled, he's on goal side, and he's a fraction away from getting there. A really good challenge from James Tavernier, but again, it's just the pace of the front line of Celtic. You have to get caught out by Kuhn, and then a little attempt to slip pass.
No Matt O'Reilly to take the corners anymore. The man who's replacing him today will take over that duty. Paolo Bernardo's corner sent away by Prupper. McGregor somehow managed to sneak in there, blocked by Barron. Another corner.
That's absolutely ridiculous from a Rangers perspective. McGregor just running off Conor Barron there. Too easy.
Other problems. Matondo's down.
Tom Lawrence is warming up. They were aware that Rabbi Matondo may have had an issue. He is struggling, so Tom Lawrence might be involved earlier than expected.
It's interesting because you have another wide player in young McCausland there, so clearly Tom Lawrence being the chosen one, you would feel that maybe will he play off the left and keep Czerny off the right. Diamande is number 10. It's a real disappointment. I mean, last week he's finally showed up and showed everyone how dangerous he can be, and it was always a question that was going to be asked.
I think they've changed their mind on the substitution with Ross McCausland there, getting ready instead.
Yeah, that would make more sense, Ian, for a wide player, like for like, but they're just talking about Matondo and how good he was. A couple of goals, assists, that's exactly what you're wanting. But in this fixture, you can't be carrying a hamstring injury. I'm sorry. Alistair Johnson will run off him all day.
Well, he is waiting to come back on, Rabbi Matondo. Here's McGregor, who's already scored 2 crackers this season. McCausland is stripped, but Matondo wants back on for now. Barron saw that coming. But here's Kuhn, who somehow came away with it, floating it in, but that's an easy take for Butland.
Not a time to be a show pony. Conor Barron in the corner, keeping the ball away. Matondo back on.
We're just going to give Matondo a few minutes to see if he can continue. Tate, Prupper, Jefter. Dessers blocking that from McGregor. Czerny has a second go and finds Dessers. On the scene again.
He turned back there, Dessers. I feel he had a little slip pass for Czerny, who'd made the run into the channel, the right channel.
Jefte. Tavernier. John Sterling made a good run, but Ian Scales in charge there. However, a corner for Rangers.
Yeah, really good run from John Sterling. Ian Scales, uncertain, did the right thing. Czerny talked about his left foot, and Rangers certainly have the height on Celtic.
Rangers have their first corner. Václav Czerny is over it. Tavernier available for a short one, but it's going straight in there from Czerny. Ian Scales, the commanding presence. Tavernier took what seemed like the best option there, with Celtic threatening another break. Here's Maida closing in on Jefte. No foul on Diamande. Kuhn. Ball's still going, but Sterling, well, he can't stop him either. Suter didn't see Paulo Bernardo coming. Hatate. Taylor. It's the corner to Celtic now as they seek a second.
Half a yard sharper Celtic players right now. They've had a real lift from those goals. One obviously being chopped off, but the other one from Maeda. There's a much more sparky nature to their game. They're winning second balls. Rangers players now starting to get caught in possession. They need to weather the storm, Rangers.
It's Paulo Bernardo to float this corner in. Met by Suter. Rangers score when Celtic score one on Derby Day. They always look for a quick second. And it often seems to happen. Vickers. Kyogo will be desperate to find a way to goal today, having had one disallowed. Kuhn.
That's terrific centre-forward play from Kyogo. Rangers trying to nullify the Celtic midfield three, leaving that space for Kyogo to come into. He does it well.
Vickers, it suddenly opened up here. Bernardo fizzing that one across, and Suter puts it behind.
Oh, he's touched tight to Kyogo. I'm not sure little man would have got that on target anyway. He was maybe 2 yards beyond the front post, but again, so well worked from Celtic. Vickers had just stepped in there. He had the invitation. It just opened up for him.
Here we go with another Celtic corner. Paulo Bernardo might have flicked it on. It's going to be retrieved by Kyogo. Tavernier in the way.
I tell you what, why is no Celtic player attacking that back post? Terrific flick from Dazen Maeda.
Shove by Cherney on Johnston, who dashed across to cover.
There you go, Maeda with the flick. Every other Celtic player on his heels there, on the heel, sorry. Anticipate that. It's the easiest finish ever.
There's a few pointing fingers as well in Rangers jerseys. I thought Maeda just coming right across proper. He's got to just go and take responsibility. He can't allow a free header to happen in the 6-yard box.
McGregor. Well, half an hour has flown by. Tavernier is under pressure from Bernardo.
So he's done well just to get something from that, because he was under real pressure. Bernardo had just left the central berth and gone out to the wide area with Maeda and just hounded him. And to be honest, I'm looking at the players around about. James Tavernier, they're not really showing, they're not going with any enthusiasm to help their captain out.
John Suter runs away from Hatate. Dessa's back to Tavernier. Can Rangers offer something?
Ian, I mean, it's great play from John Souttar. He breaks the lines. When it goes into Dessers, he's just rolled it back into a full-back position, and that chance is gone from actually capitalising and going beyond the Celtic midfield. He needs to just open up there and just see what's forward.
It's a strange choice. Cherney trying to shake off Maida. Good luck.
Always trying to work it onto that left foot.
Here he is again, Cherney. Rangers fans have liked what they've seen of him so far. Conor Barron. Sterling down the line for Cherney, but Liam Scales across to deal with that.
You compare the two midfield trios, and Philip Clement knows that Celtic have better technical players than Rangers, but actually patient early on the ball, weren't as direct as normal. Eventually you need someone to put your foot on it in the middle of the park and make passes.
Dessers. Rangers failing miserably to make the most of a potential opening there.
I think Matondo's got to offer more for him there. Dessers is going towards him, he just stands, he doesn't make a move in behind the fullback and drag him in there and open up space for maybe Yefty on the outside. He just stands watching him.
Dessers. There's Carter Vickers to contend with. Taking a smack in the face.
He's going into traffic, Ian. I think Carter Vickers is very good at that. He's almost saying, right, well, you can go on the outside because I'm quick. But he just needs to go and take it and try and get a snapshot across the face of goal, but he's just snubbed out.
I don't think he really believed he was going to go past Carter Vickers in that instance.
Bernardo. Clement yet to register a win against Celtic. His fifth Old Firm game today. Carter Vickers.
Trying to block off and doing it to reasonable effect. Rangers, that central area, and supply into McGregor.
Barron to Dessers, but he's barely let it off for McGregor. Celtic on the move again.
It's a good ball from Yefty as well. I mean, Chris, this is your domain, that, but he's got to protect it, surely. Just hold it off and allow support to get in.
Tate, Maida ahead, but not there. Conor Barron. John Beaton was going to give Rangers a free kick there, but he's let them carry on to no effect whatsoever, though. Back come the champions, Kyogo. Kyogo's been taken out there. Johnson looking to provide another goal for Maida. Almost did. Kuhn, Hatate! What an opportunity there! Wasted.
Well, You're right, Ian. What an opportunity. The whole stadium knows it. I think John Beaton will be booking John Sterling for that rash challenge. It's a brilliant spot from Nicholas Kuhn, unselfish. He just has to get that on target. Butland's already on his way down. So clever from Nicholas Kuhn. I wonder whether he thought it was in. I wonder whether it was right foot onto left foot. Don't understand how he's missed that, Hatate.
He's just trying to roll his instep around it, isn't he? He's just trying to place it into the top corner. If Maeda might have done the little step over as well, he had a chance, but the awareness of Kuhn was brilliant. But you can see Sterling, he just barges into the vacuum. I mean, I don't think he can move. I don't think he can get out of the way there or stop his momentum from going forward.
Robbie Matondo is being replaced now, unable to continue. So Ross McCalvand will come on. Dujon Sterling was shown the 4th yellow card for players in this game. And 1 for Alec Ray too.
How big a moment could that be, though? Opportunity to go 2 up.
I mean, Diamandi's looking for a free kick there, and there was a little tug when he turns Bernardo, but the tug had gone by the time he's trying to play his pass. He just needs to take care.
Scales. Maeda. Scales. I think he thought Hatate was making the run there. Celtic have 4 new arrivals on the bench. Aaron Trusty, Alex Bayer, Luke McCowan, Anna Engels. Luke McCowan, a Celtic fan, living the dream and deserving to after starting at Ayr United and impressing so much for Dundee. Kyogo, he's taking this on!
What a finish that is.
Of course he is! He just came back for more, and that one is most definitely counting. Derby Day isn't Derby Day without one of those from Kyogo.
Well, it's fair to say Kyogo loves playing against Rangers. He takes it so early. It's such a clever finish. There'll be questions over Jack Butland. Taylor aware in that early pass, but he has a look up. He must be all of 30 yards out and passes it into the corner of the net. I don't think Butland gets safe quickly enough. That's my initial reaction. Leaves that side of the goal wide open, but take nothing away from the finish. It's perfection from Kyogo.
Oh, listen, Chris, I mean, that is a quite brilliant finish. His take when he rolls out there, I mean, it's a special pass from Greg Taylor. But what is Proper doing? Proper is a centre-back. Your striker's dropped in and he's maybe frightened of the pace from going in behind because he's done it so many times. But the little man looks, takes a touch, because Proper dropped. He's trying to cover Yefty, I think it is, with Kuhn's run, and just offered him that 2 or 3 yards just to get his head up. You can't do it to that wee guy. He's clinical. He's proved it in this picture in the past. But honestly, that is a quite sensational finish. Stroked it by a very, very good goalkeeper.
Make that 8 goals in his last 10 starts against Rangers. Phenomenal figures for the big occasion that is the Glasgow Derby, the Old Firm. Call it what you like. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 0.
The difference with Kyogo and Ida for me is simply just the threat, the all-round threat that he gives you. He's constantly go across the front post, he'll go for pullbacks, he'll drift off a centre-backs, and he'll do this, going in behind. He's got such an all-round dangerous game. He must be a nightmare to play against.
The Rangers in danger of being blown away in this first half. They need to dig deep now somehow, but have they got it in them? Here's Nicholas Kuhn. Celtic fancy more. Tate was the target on the edge of the area, but Sterling cleared it.
It's really good from Nicholas Kuhn, driving the outside, setting Yefti up to eventually what he wanted to do is come on the inside and get a shot off with that left foot.
I have to say, I thought Rangers started brilliant. I was really surprised, but once Celtic got that goal, obviously it was disallowed, it almost just released them a little bit and energised them, and from that moment on, I think they're a half a yard sharper. They're snapping into challenges. Greg Taylor, I watched him a minute ago doing a 25-yard sprint backwards just to give an option for Liam Scales. It's something that Rangers are not offering right now.
Tate, Kuhn, well, he didn't look the favourite there, but he got there.
That's a bit of foul. I can't believe John Beaton hasn't blown up there.
Taylor with the switch to Kuhn, picked him out perfectly. And Johnson, how many times has he done that? Suter cleared it, but here's Maida. Tavernier brings it away. Cherney making a run here, and suddenly Celtic have been caught short, although they are regrouping.
Yeah, really good, but look how fast they're getting back.
Tavernier tops up again, but it just ran away from the Rangers captain.
It's a poor touch from Tavernier. That was half a chance.
I mean, you just look at the influence that the captain has in this team. You can see there, he probably didn't have the engine to get forward once it went back to him a couple of moments ago, but he just tells everyone to calm down, to heat out the game, just to sting out our Rangers. That little counter-attack they had, you're right, Chris, James Tavernier had an opportunity maybe just to play a pass to Dessers. Takes a real heavy touch. This left side for Rangers, Proper and Yefti, two guys that don't know this fixture, was a real concern for me. And constantly Celtic are probed down that side. Alistair Johnson, Kuhn.
Diamande looking for Dessers, but that's not happening either, with Scales stopping it. McCausland out of reach for Diamande. Nothing much happening for Rangers, really. Everything happening for Celtic. How about that for a pass? Maida. Not how about that for a cross.
Getting carried away, days in mind, and the right idea. But that space in behind Celtic, blistering pace up top, Maida and Kyogo.
Hey, what a stop this is from John Suter. Again, it's a classic run from Johnson, isn't it? It's a brilliant ball. Look at Kyogo just loitering at the back there for a tap-in. Really good defending.
We're into 3 extra minutes in this first half. Since the disallowed goal, Celtic have been ruthless.
Yeah, well, I said that, Ian. There's another opportunity. They are absolutely destroying Rangers in behind there.
Maida, look at the space here. Bernardo striding through, and Bolland makes the save.
I thought he should have got a shot off earlier. Rangers need half-time. They are wide open, shifts on the inside, and then tries to get it back on his stronger right foot and just can't generate the power.
He just doesn't catch it clean, does he? But again, look, that was like a mirror image of the goal that they lost. You're talking about the stats since they lost that goal, the disallowed goal. It was a mirror image. All 3 of midfielders of Rangers gone, taken out the game. And the ball over the top just stretched Rangers. They're really, really struggling to cope with the power, pace, energy of Celtic.
Diamande.
The Rangers can't wait to get in here. Philippe Clement and his staff will be desperate to get him in just to calm them down.
Tavernier. Sterling hit that straight at Hatate. Tavernier.
He's in there, Sterling, as a stopper, isn't he? To get on top of McGregor. He's not something you'd describe as a great technician or a ball player.
Really good defending that, you know.
Lost out to Diamande there. Up towards Dessers. Dessers trying to muscle in, but Scales fended him off. Václav Černý, 10 seconds left in the first half. Tavernier into Dessers, not quite for Černý.
Well tracked, wasn't it? Greg Taylor, he was switched on.
Well, Celtic had a goal disallowed and took it personally. A brilliant assist from Alistair Johnson. Set up the man from Japan, Dyson Maeda, for the opener, and another man from Japan, Kyogo, whose goal was ruled out. Got in on the act anyway, as he so often does on Derby Day in Glasgow. Half-time, it's a familiar story, a feeling of déjà vu. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 0.